Good morning. It's January the 21st, 2026. This morning, I have a channel message from Queen Mary. I was researching three blind mice. I had a couple questions because it just came up. Wondering. I'm always curious about lots of things, but this came up and I asked. And this is what was spoken to me. Now, to those of you who don't believe, you don't have to believe. And if you choose to be on this channel to watch this, at least have an open mind. If not, turn it off. There are over 8 billion people in this world. I am one person. If you don't like what I have to say, you do not have to listen. If you choose to listen, listen. Try to learn. Choose to learn. Be surprised. Try something different, a different flavor this time. You might just decide you like it. Okay, so I am older than your anger. I am older than your story about me. I wore a crown because someone had to keep the line from splintering. I stood where the wind would blow hardest and tried to hold the house upright. I did not always know mercy. I learned to measure danger by the size of the threat and the depth of my fear. I am blunt because the world taught me bluntness as a useful tool. Do not believe for a single breath that I delighted in cutting tails. I measured safety in sharpness because sharpness kept what I loved from being stolen, forgotten, or scattered to hunger. I acted from a ledger of losses and a ledger of rules, both thin comfort when nights were long and the bellies were empty. You have blamed me, and in blaming me, you learned my shape. You took my mask to study it, to keep yourself safe, to see how it moved, how it hid its tenderness for that. For that I do not condemn you. You used what I knew to survive. You borrowed my armor to learn my wound. Sovereignty is not the same as domination. Authority need not be a guillotine. It can be a hearth. She said, listen, I forgot to say that. Listen, you are not required to perform the cruelty you once learned to recognize. You may hold boundaries that do not brutalize. You may say no without sharpening yourself into a blade. There is grief here, deep as wells, and tenderness that never had a mouth. Put your hand into that grief. Name it. Let it be witnessed, not fixed. I will stand with you in that naming if you will stand with me in the remembering that we were both doing our best inside the rules we were given. I will keep the line safe. I will not make safety a prison. I will hold my power as medicine, not punishment. I will teach the next to govern with warmth, not terror. This is what she wants from me, or what we want from each other, everyone. No more Marys. But you be best bet. You start judging, you will become. So she challenged me. You are not the villain I feared. You are not the daughter. You are the daughter I wanted to survive me with a softer crown. Take the throne differently. I heard not too long ago that the problem is someone thinks I'm ashamed of them, and I'm not. I never have been. The problem is that we all assume that the other one is thinking the same thing that we think normally about ourselves. That's a self-love problem, and that's what this sounds like to me, is that when we learn to love ourselves, then we no longer cut off everybody else. We don't cut their tails off. We don't try to conform them or put them in a prison to make them just like us. We can actually celebrate. But Queen Mary was and all those that came before us in this time were in a very precarious situation to where if they did open their mouth, especially women, they were killed. And men who took up for these women were killed or ostracized or made to feel like at that time that they were subject to their women, which was totally against, still like that. But the flip side is not for women to come up and take authority over men and try to brutalize or subject them to what we were. It is to come together in union, realizing that we need each other, that we want each other, and that we love each other, and that all people have a place. And today we cut our own tail. We limit ourselves and we become sheep and we follow. And we don't look for new paths. We just follow the path that's already there. The one that's plain. The one that brings the same as it always did. And we think somehow we're going to make it different, but we don't. Because we're afraid. We believe that we can't be who we really are. We have to be what everybody wants us to be. That's not true. You can be who you want to be. It's your choice. It's your choice. It really is a choice. Just like Queen Mary had a choice. And she chose what she did to keep her lineage safe. You can either keep yourself safe, or you can live. Today we can live. I'm not in Gaza. I'm not in Ukraine. I'm not in Russia. I'm not in Israel. I'm in America. And even though things are not what people want them to be here, we're still free. We still can speak freely on the internet. And until that changes, I'm going to. So instead of clipping my tail or hurting anyone else or destroying other people so that I can have what I want, I'm just going to niche up my little space in my little time for now. And what I want now is to be me. Authentically, organically, whole me. And I'm figuring that out. And I'm finding out the deeper I go in, the further I go out. So I'm extremely thankful that, well, number one, that I met Sadhguru. Well, I met him on the internet and read his books, and it opened me up to see that I wasn't violating Jesus just by not believing that he was the only way. That I actually learned how to believe what he really said. Follow me. I'll make you fishers of men. I dared to believe him. Now I dare to receive him. And all that he taught. If I choose, but it's my choice. And knowing that, what I leave for you today is don't cut your own tail off. Don't cut your own tail off. Don't cut your nose off. Don't cut your elbow off. Don't go around and around and around looking for someone else to fix you. Realize that you're worth everything you give to others to give to yourself. And really, what are you giving to others except for basically a plea, a bag, a branch that you extend because you really want to help them? Or do you really need them? Do we just need to be loved, wanted, understood? Just exactly the way we are. But yet, we can't even do that for ourselves. Got to build the foundations, people. Got to go back to where your tail's been cut. Figure it out. Did you do it? Did somebody do it to you? Doesn't matter. Well, it does, but in the whole scheme of things, it's all the same. We're one. If you're judging me, then you're judging yourself. And you're asking, you are literally asking to become me so that you know what it's like, so that you'll either learn or you won't. But you ask for it when you judge. And that's what he was talking about. To all you who don't have any stones in your closet or in your basket or in your freaking river, cast them. But just remember, the stones that you have, oh, they'll cry out. So love, peace, joy. I hope this was not too drab because it's not meant to be. It was actually a really good message. She says, you know, I mean, at the end of it, let me go back and reiterate, even though this is a long message. What did she say? You are not the villain I feared. You are the daughter I wanted to survive me with a softer crown. Take the throne differently. In other words, use your life, your light differently. Wear gentleness as an armor. Teach your children to manage power with tenderness. Not cut down everything that's not blood. That's not me. That's not mine. That's not ours. In other words, open your eyes to see that we're all one. That I'm you and that you're me. And love. And remember, love does not make us a doormat. It makes us open to the truth to accept it. Some people just need to basically find out who they really are. And it's not your place to save them, to keep them from finding that out. That's what I'm understanding. That's what I'm starting to learn. Peace out, people. Love you. Have a great day. Take a little time and give yourself a big hug and a kiss or whatever you got to do. Hug a tree. That's what I do. Love. Much love.